Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Today I will be showing you my insanely powerful Sub-Zero water build in Wolong Fallen Dynasty. In this video I am going to break down the best in slot weapons, gear, and spells to use. I can confidently say that this is the strongest build I've made so far. It works against every single enemy, every single boss. Even bosses with a high resistance to ice don't stand a chance. This is thanks to the many sources on this build that allow us to amplify our damage significantly. The reason why this build works against every enemy in Wolong Fallen Dynasty is because we are using the Grace of Taiho, the Azure Emperor gear set, easily one of the most powerful gear sets in Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Deflecting a critical attack will give your character a permanent buff that cannot be removed named Subtlety of Wood Phase. Reaching this state increases HP damage dealt and normal attack spirit gain, and also reduces HP damage received. The DPS capabilities on this build are insane. Very high ice attack power, high damage spells, dozens of ways to amplify damage, making this the best Sub-Zero water build in Wolong Fallen Dynasty. You can see here my character is level 150, and the two main virtues to focus on for this build is the wood virtue and the water virtue. The wood virtue affects HP and the amount of spirit lost when attacked. It also increases spell duration. You will need at least 70 wood virtue to activate Subtlety of Wood Phase. You will also need 8 Fire Virtue, which gives you access to the Amplified Damage spell that increases the damage of your melee attacks and your spells. I have 8 Earth Virtue to help me reach A tier Agility and 67 Water Virtue. The Water Virtue affects how easily enemies can detect you and the amount of spirit consumed when deflecting. We have 898 HP, 601 attack power on our primary weapon, and 568 attack power on our secondary, 460 defense, 135% spell duration, A tier agility, and 361 water attack power. Looking at the special effects on the build, you can see here 131 ice attack power. This increases ice damage and status effect accumulation. Thanks to our gear set, we also have the ability to increase our overall attack power to 21.7% at max morale. We also have damage bonus ice attack power A-, which increases HP damage dealt in proportion to your ice attack power, 10% water damage, and 32.5% chill accumulation on enemies. We also have power gain upon deflection, spirit vulnerability to targets that a wizardry spell hits. We also get damage amplification to an enemy every time we land a fatal strike, damage reduction and damage amplification to enemies upon successfully deflecting a critical blow. My primary weapon on this build is the 100 Forged Sabers, 5-star fully upgraded +9, 568 attack power, and if you look at the scaling here, it scales very well with the water virtue. The two martial arts abilities that I have on my 100 Forged Sabers is Sudden Tornado and Thorn Prick. With Sudden Tornado, you jump forward, then perform a spinning attack, and with Thorn Prick, you can finish off by unleashing a barrage of rapid thrusts. These sabers have 24 Alliance Spirit Defense, A- damage bonus with ice attack power. Again, this increases HP damage dealt in proportion to the ice attack power. We have +19 ice attack power, and this stat right here is something I highly recommend putting on your primary weapon. It prevents you from receiving attribute damage from attacks guarded successfully. If you look to the very bottom here, you can see that these sabers are the first piece for this Grace set. Grace of Taiho, the Azure Emperor, consists of 5 pieces. Once you have all 5 pieces, you will gain access to 5 powerful abilities, plus 2.4% HP restoration. You also get negative 2.5% wood phase spell consumption, damage amplification to enemies when landing a fatal strike, 10.5% extra damage bonus to enemies when you're in perfect condition. And the last piece of the puzzle here, this is what makes this build so great: Subtlety of Wood Phase. Requires a wood virtue value of 70 or higher to activate. When you successfully deflect a critical blow, you will gain Subtlety of Wood Phase. This positive effect is permanent and cannot be removed. Subtlety of Wood Phase increases HP damage dealt and normal attack spirit gain, and also reduces HP damage received. To get the 5-piece bonus, you will need to find 2 weapons with the same grace. For the bow, I'm using a 4-star fully upgraded +9 feathered cavalry bow with 542 attack power. You can see for my armor, every single piece is part of the same grace set, apart from the chest that gives us set bonus requirement mitigation. For the helmet, I have a 5-star Wuhan Cavalry hat +7, 95 defense. You can see for the special effects below, +1 ammo held max, +19 ice attack power, +8.2% chill accumulation on enemies, +3.4% water damage, and spirit vulnerability to targets that a wizardry spell hits. For the chest piece, we have a 4-star assassin garb +8, 135 defense, and for the special effects, +36 stealth, +3.1% water damage, +8% chill accumulation on enemies, and +19 ice attack power. This piece comes with set bonus requirement mitigation, which allows you to activate your grace set with 1 fewer piece of equipment. Next, we have 5-star entertainer bracelets +8, giving us 72 defense, and keep in mind your defense is going to increase once you fully upgrade your pieces. But you can see for the special effects below, we get +3.6% positive effect duration, +19 ice attack power, damage amplification to enemies upon successfully deflecting a critical blow, +3.5% water damage, and +8% chill accumulation on enemies. And last but not least, Wuhan Cavalry Greaves, 5-star +8, 146 defense, and for the special effects below, +4.2% ranged attack damage, +19 ice attack power, +2.8% positive effect duration, +8.3% chill accumulation on enemies, and +2.9% negative effect duration on enemies. Now for the accessories, since you can't change any of the special effects using the embedment system, I recommend using any accessory that's going to make your build stronger. For example, this one here gives me an additional +19 ice attack power, +2.9% positive effect duration, and this one here gives me power gain upon deflection as well as A- drop rate. The first spell we are using on this build is Ominous Chill. This is probably the most popular ice spell because it does so much damage. Summon small icicles to continuously fall on the locked on target or on a point at a certain distance to the front. We also have Ice Weapon on this build. For a certain period of time, enchant your current melee weapon with ice. Now you can also apply Ice Enchant to your weapon, but after some testing I realized that Ice Weapon actually increases your chill accumulation. We also have Amplified Damage. For a certain period of time, increases both the damage you deal to enemies and receive from them. And the last spell here, one of my favorite, Frozen Spear Trap. Sets an icy trap by your feet. Enemies that step on the trap will be impaled by sharp icicles and take damage. Now that you've seen the stats, weapons, gear, and spells on this build, let me show you what this build is like in action against some bosses in New Game Plus. Thank you all so much for watching the video. If you found this video enjoyable, a thumbs up would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much. If you want to see more Wolong Fallen Dynasty builds coming very soon, I highly recommend subscribing to the channel, and also turn on those bell notifications so you are notified every time I drop a new video.